Welcome to back to my YouTube channel. Today, I have a guest. Her name is Karen Bromberg, and she specializes in helping entrepreneurs who are at their computers way too much, people like me, and have computer related neck, shoulder, and back stress. And she has practices that they can do at their desks and while they're sitting at their computers. I know some people use standing desks to help them to de-stress, but she has other techniques that she uses. It's called mindful desk yoga. And so we are going to talk to her today. So welcome, Karen. Feel free to tell the folks anything that I left out. Where
Well,
are you
thank you
from?
very much for the opportunity to come to speak to your audience. I always love speaking to people, especially about what I do, because it gives me so much joy. You were pretty clear about what I offer, because what I offer is help for neck, shoulder, and back, stress, tension, discomfort, pain, because people can have any one or all of those because we are on the computer, every one of us, just too much.
Yeah, we certainly are. And I think I'm one of those people.
You're one of a mass of them. And when I say
Mm.
too much, I don't actually mean like, oh, you're on the computer for 8 hours a day, 6 hours a day, 10 hours a day. I mean, you're on the computer too much for you. Everybody's a little different. So for some people, being on the computer 1 hour is too much. I don't know anybody who's on the computer for just an hour, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true. I actually met a woman not that long ago. She's a coach and she has a particular condition where she can't be on the computer too much because it will irritate her. It will irritate her health condition, and so she can't be on there too much. So tell me, how did you get started doing what you do?
Well, it's a little bit of a story, so I really hope that you'll bear with me. So when I first started on the online space, like many people who initially start on the online space, I knew nothing about nothing. I thought I knew. I created this gorgeous website with a lovely logo. I was a caregiver. Caregiving fell into my lap, and I thought I my business would be to help caregivers. So, like I said, I built this beautiful website. Spoiler alert. If you build it, they don't necessarily come.
Mm, that's my
So
story too.
I think it's a lot of people's story.
Yeah.
And, I tried a few other things which did not go so well because really, if you don't know what you're doing, with some exceptions, the chance of succeeding is pretty low. Then one, then one day, I happened to meet this woman. You know how that works. You meet someone who you meet someone who you meet someone, and you end up having this chat. She ended up becoming one of my mentors, and we were chatting, and she could see my frustration about what I was doing. And she said, okay, what have you been doing in life? Not in business, but in life. I said, well, I've been a yoga instructor for over 20 years. And the year prior, I had done a workshop online called Yoga for Entrepreneurs. And she goes, well, why are you banging your head trying to do this when you've obviously had some success doing that? Now, I don't know if you're old enough or if your audience is old enough, but it was a V8 moment. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Why could I had a V8? Boom, what was I thinking? I actually know what I was thinking because I had been a yoga instructor for so long. It was a part of me. Like, I'm 5'2" and have brown hair. I never thought of it. Looking back now, it makes me laugh because how we spin our wheels trying to figure out what will give us joy, what will fulfill us, when all the time it's right there in front of us.
Staring
We
us right in the face.
we just might need somebody to point it out to us.
That's true. That's true. We need somebody, a lot of times we need somebody who just kind of can see from a 10-foot view
Exactly.
and look at what's going on with us from the outside
Yeah. It
and
was
open our
obvious
eyes
to
to it.
her.
Yeah.
It was obvious
Yeah.
to her.
Yeah. And it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. That's awesome. So, um, I think, have you ever met any other like caregivers or wellness workers who kind of do what you do? Are you unique in this space?
I have to say that I think I am. And the reason that I think I am, now I haven't done an exhaustive search, to be quite honest, but I think what makes me really unique is I have, being in the field for so long, being a yoga instructor for so long, I very, very strategically picked out what I know from mat yoga, from doing yoga in the chair yoga, and I've figured out how to do it so people can get benefit in 2 minutes or less, so they can easily. And I'm speaking specifically to entrepreneurs, but this really goes for everybody, people in an office, people who are at home, maybe writing a book, you know, anytime you're on the computer too much. But I'm really specifically speaking to entrepreneurs because we tend to be on the computer so much. What I have really nicely integrates into your day. In other words, you don't have to get up and really get out of your seat and go to your yoga mat for a half an hour or go out to the gym or whatever. What I have doesn't replace that, you know, don't misunderstand. But for people that are just, busy doing their thing, this offers a really good way to keep the body easeful. So you're not tensing up, you're not all stressed out, which keeps the mind easy and the ideas flowing and the focus there, the creativity. Because we're in pain, that kind of all goes out the window and our focus shifts to what part of our body hurts.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you mentioned being able to help somebody to feel better in 2 minutes or less. Can we do a short exercise?
We totally can. Don't time me, but you can if you
Okay.
want to. This is easy that everybody, and I don't care what physical condition you are in, can do this because we are not going to move the body at all. This
Oh,
is going to
okay.
be just with the mind because the mind is so powerful
Mhm.
that the body responds. So, without moving a muscle, you can keep your eyes open, you can close your eyes, whatever you'd like to do. Totally fine. I want you now to bring your awareness all the way down to your feet. Our awareness tends to stop somewhere mid waist. And, barring you have pain in your legs or feet, or a problem with your legs or feet, or an itch, we tend to forget that our lower legs and feet are there. We know they're there, they'll take us from place to place. But in the awareness of our body, it's so far away from our head that we
Mhm.
kind of forget it's there. I mean, does that make sense at all? Does that resonate
It
at all?
does.
I know that's
Yeah, it
I know
definitely resonates.
I know that
Yeah.
sounds a little absurd because we're all, all of us are connected.
Well,
Um,
it's like they're just my feet. They're always there. I don't really think about it unless I stub my toe or I feel pain in my foot or something like that. I don't really think about it.
exactly. So it's just kind of there. You expect it to be there, but you have more awareness of and see and prove this out for don't take my word for it. Prove this out yourself. You are more aware of your hair. You're more aware of your shoulders. You're more aware of your chest and your belly. And as we go down, you're like a little less connected as we go down. So when you get to your feet, you're like, oh, yeah, right, they're there too.
Mm.
So I want us to kind of flip that a little bit and bring your awareness all the way down to your feet. And you can even remind the mind that your feet are still there by wiggling the toes
Okay.
and feel the outside of your feet and the heels. But bring your awareness all the way down to your feet. It is the only thing you're focused on now. And it's the most important thing in your world in this moment. Nothing else matters. And feel the grounding. Feel how grounded you feel. The more grounded you feel, the more present you are. And the more present you are, the more space you may feel. Because in presence, all options are available to us. There is no fear and anxiety. That's in the future. There is no regret. That's in the past. In the present, we can see everything. If we're truly present, we can see everything and pick and choose strategically what makes the best sense for us in any moment.
Mm.
So, how do you feel now after grounding a little bit? We did this. The grounding was took no time. It was me doing all the talking that took all the time. How do you feel now after versus before?
More relaxed. I feel I feel my feet are a little tingly.
Okay.
Yeah, and I really think it's because I'm focused on them, not because there's anything going on there.
But overall, you feel more relaxed, more centered. You feel
Yeah,
that way to me.
yeah, yeah. And just so you all know, I was rushing to get to this appointment because I had something else going on beforehand and was late, and yeah, there was a lot going on. But um, and so Karen offered to do a quick exercise with me, settle me down so that this talk can go well. And so, how do you think it's going, Karen?
I think it's fine. How do you think it's going?
It's going pretty well, too.
Yay!
Awesome. Awesome. What do you like best about what you do?
What I just did.
Yeah.
The shift I see in my clients makes me so happy. My clients report back that they're sleeping better, they're more focused, they're not as tired at the end of the day. I love hearing this. They can't say it enough to me because if I feel their shift and I know that I'm impacting them. And
Awesome.
it just makes me happy.
That's fantastic. Okay. Well, since this channel is all about marketing and that kind of thing, so let's do a little shift and let's talk about how do you market yourself? How do you get clients and how do you turn them into raving fans?
Turning people into raving fans, they need to experience. I can talk from now until the end of time, but unless you experience what I have to offer, and even just a little bit that I did with you gives you a taste, small taste, but a taste of what I do. But how do I attract people? One of the most effective things in my marketing, I do have to say, is that because I do a lot of things on marketing. I have a blog that I write for weekly, and I do a lot of social media. And I have to say that the thing that gave me the most traction in my business is getting a coach that one that I resonate with, that we have a good relationship with, one that will show me where I might not be hitting the mark so well in my content or in my marketing, but one that will speak positivity into me, which is really important because that also speaks confidence into me. Confidence is also doing things experientially, but if somebody is kind of bad mouthing you all the time and saying, no, bad girl, no, bad girl, no, bad girl, that's not going to breed confidence.
No, it's not.
So, on the online space, which is kind of a weird space, I must say,
Mhm.
having confidence in oneself, in what one is offering, is really important.
It is. It is. It's crucial. It's crucial. Because if you don't have that confidence, then you tend to well back away for one thing. You tend to charge too little. Um, and then nobody knows about you and knows who you are, what you do.
You become your best secret.
Yeah, best kept secret, right? So are you planning on implementing any new marketing strategies coming up, say for 2024?
Well, I have to say, what I taught you just now about being present,
Mm-hmm.
I teach that to all of my clients, but I also practice it as a
Mm-hmm.
day-to-day practice. So it's great to start thinking about, oh, what's my next strategy? And oh, what my next strategy is. And I'm planning my new program. I mean, I have something in the works. I have a program, but I'm planning my next program. But I don't like living in the future to plan out what my next strategy is. I really do appreciate staying where I am and being strategic about, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is what I need to do. How do
Mhm.
I get there? And then step by step, figuring it out as opposed to jumping into, oh, I'll do this. Oh, I'll do that. That may work for some people. It doesn't work for me. And I gotta actually say, I don't think it works for very many people either.
I hear you. I hear you. I'm actually in a space now where I am um, putting in place automations for my entire customer journey because when you look at and just being able to plan the whole thing out, really look at it from that 10-foot view like we were talking about earlier, from the outside looking in, um, and planning it out, making sure that your client attraction is working the way you want it to, the conversion is working the way you want it to, serving them is working the way you want it to, and then also automating the referral process so that you know when your next referral is coming and you're not necessarily waiting. Putting all of that in place, and then you don't really have to think about it as much if you putting in place processes that that helps you to be able to step away from that and serve your clients at a high level and be present, be present
Yeah.
at that level.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Okay, so as we close, I'm going to ask you one more question. My other question is, what is your best advice for other service providers, other entrepreneurs who want to get to a place of centeredness and contentment in their businesses, like you are?
Centeredness and let's see. I'm going to go back to something that I spoke about a few minutes ago, and that was having a coach. A coach that really has your best interest at heart and not your wallet's best interest, if you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But that actually means that we have to do some work. We have to
Hmm.
do our due diligence, that we don't just jump into whatever sounds good in the moment. Yes, I know I talk about presence, but this is where hanging back really works in your favor and kind of following somebody and seeing what they're about. How do you feel with what they're saying? Maybe on a free program, maybe on a like a free webinar. If you go away feeling like, oh, I get what they're saying, it makes sense to me, I'm there, maybe this is the man or woman for you. If you go away feeling this big, maybe not so much. But people, they hear what the words are. They don't necessarily hear what the music is and what the person is saying. And they start feeling like a little like, ah, and they jump in and they live to regret it. Where I'm saying, hang back and check in with yourself. Your body, your mind will give you clues as to what's the appropriate thing to do. So I don't know if I answered your question.
You did. You did. Absolutely. So I understand you have a giveaway that you would like to share with my audience today.
I totally do. I have a complimentary 45-minute session called Computer Users Be Pain Free, where I take a deep dive into what's going on with you and how I can be helpful. Come and I will teach you at least two techniques that you can start using immediately to start feeling better, to start easing that computer related neck, shoulder, back, stress, tension, discomfort, pain, so you can be the mom you want, so you can be the employee you want if you have a 9 to 5, so you can be present with your clients and serve them at a higher level.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, we went through a short, maybe even less than 2 minute exercise with me, and you see how well that worked. Imagine 45 minutes with Karen helping you out. Um, can't can't beat that. So how do we contact you? Where do we find you?
Always, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. Please DM me. I can you can reach me through my website, which is www.mindfuldeskyoga.com. And
Fantastic.
I made it pretty easy for people to but I wouldn't just hop on. I have a calendar on my website. I wouldn't just hop on. I would
Mhm.
actually go into my DMs so we can have a little chat to make sure that I'm not wasting your time, that you're not, you know what I'm saying? That
Absolutely.
that it would benefit you to get onto my calendar even.
Okay. Absolutely. So you heard it here. Get in there, talk to her first, and then schedule on her calendar. Make sure that it's a right fit for both you and for Karen. Just like with the coach, right? You want to come away feeling like, okay, this is the right person for me. I'm in the right
Yeah, I mean,
place.
you could tell a little bit in the DMs, but you could tell enough to know this is not the person for me.
Right.
In which case, that's fine. I'm not for everybody. Nobody is for everybody. That's fine.
Absolutely.
But if what I have to offer makes sense, I'll invite you onto my calendar. Absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Karen. We
And
so
thank
appreciate
you.
it. And thank you, everyone, for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this with somebody else. And feel free to put your biggest takeaway in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Have a wonderful day. See you next time.